There we go. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. I am here today with Lee Sartori, author of almost every book you could imagine, it feels like at this point.
1 billion books.
the billion book author. And we're here to talk about the newly released, you're gonna hold it up here, the Unofficial Harry Styles crochet book. I adore this book. The patterns are so cute. And if there's anyone that really lends themselves towards having a pattern book, I feel like it's Harry Styles. That sweater that launched a million patterns.
Yeah, this sweater, the original was a knitted, like really oversized cardigan. And so we did like a more tailored pullover crochet.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So we were here talking last October with the Unofficial Taylor Swift crochet book.
Okay. Yeah.
And Furls was really excited to launch our Streamline medal in red at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So when you told me that you were doing a Harry Styles book, I was like, I'm picturing the sparkly jumpsuits and the showmanship and everything that Harry's known for. And so that's where I was like, I think this would be perfect to
the sparkly jumpsuit.
The sparkly jump. Oh my gosh, with the tattoos.
Yeah.
I'm like, how perfect would that be for the Aura Streamline Metal Hugs? So it just felt like such a great way to collaborate again.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to have you here. So thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. It's really, it makes it so much more fun to have friends to celebrate with, and it's just incredible that Furls joins me for these little book launches. It makes me really happy.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun because you're going to need hooks to make the patterns, right?
Absolutely.
It sounds perfect. So can you tell us a little bit, about yourself for those who may be just meeting you for the first time here on these lives. And then we'd love to hear about how this book came to be.
Sure. So my name is Lee and I am a crochet designer. I've been crocheting for Noelle's 17, so about 17 years, I think. And I started doing crochet books right when the pandemic hit, like right at the beginning of, it was like 2019 is when I first got my first email about doing a book, and it was a Stitch dictionary. And then I started working on more books, and every time that I worked with a new editor, they would ask me again to do another book. So now it's kind of like a group of editors that keep coming back and asking me if I would do another project with them, because we all work so well together and it always turns out so great. So I'm very lucky that I have, I think this might be I've lost count, to be honest. But there's like Pokemon Crochet, there's Friends, there's the two musicians, so Taylor Swift and Harry Styles, and then still coming out this year, which they all are on Amazon for pre-order. So now I can say it. There is a Crochet Your Celebrity Crush with like all of the like Pedro Pascal and Keanu Reeves, and they're just like the most adorable dolls ever. There's Amigurumi Affirmations coming out, which is all of the little like positive sayings with the little creatures. And then the one that Pam and I are the most excited about is in October, Disney Villains, with the Disney company. So all of the villains that are in the Disney films that you love, that one is coming out in October, and you can see all those covers on Amazon now.
So exciting.
I know. And that's just this year. There's so much more coming next year. So it's just been an absolute pleasure. And every time that I get to work with a company, like I cried at the Disney one. I absolutely bawled and then I dedicated the book to my older brother because we used to watch all of those movies together. So I'm like, this is like, it's just great. All of these books are wonderful, honestly.
I love it. And really, there's a book for everyone. So if you have, a hankering for a certain type of a product, either amigurumi or blankets or pillows or sweat, it doesn't matter. You have a book that has it in there. Or if you're a part of a certain fandom, you're collecting fandoms.
Yeah, it's so true. And you know what the funny thing is I'm such a huge nerd that every time that they ask me to do a new fandom, we did a whole bunch of video game ones that are coming out next year. And I get so excited. Like I'm like, I know this. I know everything about it. I love this. Like, I will absolutely be so excited to do this. So, and then my kids go wild too. So,
oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. So my daughter, who's 9, loves when I get any of your all book, like any books from any of my friends who've done books, and she's always like, "How come you don't do this? Like, when are you going to write a book?" And I'm like, "It's not that easy. I mean,
it actually really isn't that easy. And the funny thing is that now that I have been making all of these books for so long, it's become kind of like a well-oiled machine for, you know, the deadlines and the yarn support and the designers and everything that like help out. But you still have life along the way. And in particular for Unofficial Harry Styles Crochet, I was making, everything is backtracked by 1 year, right? So Harry Styles came out this week, but I had been working on it this time last year. And this time last year, unfortunately, my grandmother had passed away. So I was literally working on, you know, like items for the book while I was traveling back to Ontario to be with my family, while, you know, because she passed. And so there's still life that's in the way, and there's memories attached to me for like everything that I've worked on. And, you know, I have a picture of Conan napping on my lap on the plane while I'm making the hat for Harry Styles Crochet, you know, because we were on our way to say goodbye to my grandmother. So there's so much that goes into it and so much heart that goes into it that I hope comes through in the book, which, you know, I think it does. I think it does.
So you had mentioned that you do have friends that help you when it comes. So you're not writing all the patterns by yourself.
Sometimes I am, and sometimes I'm not. It depends on what the publishers want for that particular title. So for Unofficial Harry Styles and Unofficial Taylor Swift, it was a collaborative. I could ask some friends to come and make some designs. A couple of my upcoming books are solo projects. So they just wanted it to be like one designer to make everything congruent.
Right.
So it really depends on what they're looking for. But for Harry Styles in particular, there are so many amazing designs. So Wilma Westenberg did the cardigan or the pullover, and Megan Makes Do did something in here. It's another cardigan, actually, not a pullover. And I think I just saw it. Oh, this shawl is by Yarn Theory on Instagram. It's kind of mimicking Harry Styles' red carpet style. Here's the golden cardigan by Megan Makes Do.
Oh, I love it.
There's so many amazing projects in here. Cozy Little Mess did an Afghan based on all of Harry Styles' tattoos. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know what page it's on, but it's amazing. So there's a ton of really, Julie from Crochet did the ghost slippers. So yeah, Harry Styles has a song called Two Ghosts. So just tons of really amazing. Oh, here's the Grafkin. So that's the Cozy Little Mess tattoo. Yeah, it's so beautiful. So we had a lot of fun doing all of the photo shoots for this. And one of the great things about the last 2 books that I've done is I got to photograph them in-house, like in Halifax in a studio, which means I got to hire Noel, my son, to do the modeling. So he had an absolute blast. he loved it. Cool. And then his name is credited as a model in the book, which is really cool.
That's amazing. I love that you're able to not only incorporate the things that you love, the fandoms that you're a part of, you know, have friends who are part of the process with certain projects, and then having family there as well. Like, it really is, it's such a great experience. It must be.
It's just fantastic. And it's weird because I don't get to share a lot about it until the book comes out. So it's just like keeping a secret for a year almost. And, you know, having all of these experiences related to this one project, and then you just have to like not tell anybody anything about it.
And then by the time you're releasing it, there's so many more secrets for like all these other things too. And
I was just telling you about more right before we hit the play button. So
it's just, I mean, it's a testament, obviously, to the amount of work you put in it, and the passion you have to be able to not only continue doing it, but having the offers just multiply the way they have as well.
it's wonderful to be able to work with some very talented people and to be appreciated enough that they keep coming back and asking me to do it again. That's actually one of the things that I enjoy the most about making these books is knowing that you impress the editors enough that they're like, let's ask Lee again. Makes me so happy.
It's so great. So, and thanks again for reaching out and asking if we wanted to do something in partnership with this book.
Oh, absolutely.
We're always, so excited to not only support you and everyone else involved in the project, but to just, the crochet community is so collaborative just in general. And it is.
Everyone's so supportive. Everyone's amazing.
Yeah. So it just feels really good. And you and I have known each other for years before we were writing books, before I worked for Furls. It was, so I think it's so much fun to just.
I always love getting on these calls before they go live and geeking out with you about everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And just catching up. And because we don't get to chat often, but when we do, it's always like,
oh my God.
Oh my God. So I think this is really great. We have a lot of comments. People are loving the book, really excited to get it. Tapestry crochet, so much fun.
Absolutely.
What you can do with a single stitch is just, single crochet is my favorite.
Yes.
It can be a little monotonous after a while, but the stitch itself, you can just do so much with it. And I love the type of fabric you get from it.
Absolutely.
Are there any other really fun techniques or something that might stretch someone's skill that they can find in this book? There
are a lot of really diverse projects. So for example, that shawl that I showed is more of a lacy kind of project. And then there's quite a few amigurumi. So there's obviously Harry. And then there's he has a song called Music for a Sushi Restaurant. And so there's a set of sushi, tiny sushi amigurumi. And then there's things that are a little bit more kind of rather than being a direct relation to the song, it's more of a nod to the song. So one of my favorite songs from Harry Styles is Matilda. And he mentions, you're safe here, come and have your tea and your toast. And so there's a set of coasters and it's a little tea and little toast. So it's just, Matilda song makes me cry because Matilda's obviously had a hard life and Harry's kind of offering her a safe place and understanding and compassion. And it makes me so weepy. So this is one of, actually it's such a small project and it's beginner friendly, but it makes me I really enjoyed turning that song and that feeling into a project that I think everybody will love. And then there's the sweaters and there's blankets and there's pillows. There's 2 pillows, and I think one of them is actually, I don't know if you can see it that far away, but the minty pillow and the cat. That's one of the Harry Styles patterns. And there's just a lot. There's a lot of different things, and they all have kind of a whimsical feel to them. So one of the funny ones was the watermelon purse, because he has obviously one of his favorite songs, or one of his most popular songs is Watermelon Sugar. But when I was talking to my editor about that one, I'm like, what do we write? Because obviously every pattern has a full page write-up about the history of the song and the meaning. And that one just, it's not safe for work. So, right. So my editor and I we had to really dance around that one, and it just made it so fun and funny. So Harry Styles is such a character, and it was really fun to kind of tap into that playfulness and his whimsical sense of just enjoying life.
I think it's really funny to mention that too, because it's been such a popular song on the radio. Yeah. And so I remember when it came out, and my kids, who were obviously a few years younger at the time, would sing it all the time.
I know, and they don't know. They have no idea.
I didn't even know until my husband was like, you know what the song's about, right? And I was like, watermelon, summertime, a picnic maybe? Yeah. And then I was like, oh no.
Oh dear.
But I remember when I was, young, and there would be, Boys to Men was really at that time, I'll Make Love to You was on there, and I just remember belting it in the car. So I guess we all go through, and now I get why my parents were always just
it gives you something to laugh at, really. And who doesn't need that in times like these, honestly? So if you pick up the Unofficial Harry Styles book, I definitely recommend turning to the Watermelon Clutch and reading the write-up that we ended up putting together. Because it does, I think it does a wonderful job of dancing around the topic and trying really hard to remain professional with some subject matter that is maybe like a little bit funny.
And I mean, isn't that music in general, right? Like, there's so many double meanings to music, and just, I think, I can't think of the word. The
double entendre.
Yeah, and like, I think that's part of it. And so I think even a lot of what we do, sometimes can be. I think there's fun. It makes it playful.
Yeah.
And I think that's why music means so much to so many different people. So I absolutely love that you guys just kind of went with it with the book too.
I mean, you kind of have to, right? Like, if you're going to celebrate, you might as well just celebrate and have fun.
The Taylor Swift book, when you had the cat butt on it. It was the same. I thought that was just, you have to have fun. Crochet is fun.
There's that.
Should we go with you?
It's just on my shelf here, but there's a project in the Unofficial Taylor Swift crochet book of the cat, and it's a bag. So.
I think it's so fun. I mean, come on, it's a cat. We know cats. Cats are gonna do it.
It's the funny thing about that project in particular is that my editor was like, "Really, Lee?" And I'm like, "No, it's good. It's good." Like, I really I stand behind this one. It's really funny. And she was just like, "Okay, I guess so."
Absolutely.
So that's part of the creative control. Sometimes is you get to make funny choices. I thought that one was good.
I think it's fantastic. Good choice.
Thanks, Pam.
So you had mentioned that these books are roughly, give or take, a year in the making, from the concept to finally getting published. Mm-hmm. Can you give us maybe a little behind the scenes of what that timeline actually looks like in practice?
Yeah. So if you're interested in making a crochet book, or if you get asked to make a crochet book and you have no idea what to expect, it goes a very certain way almost every single time. So what happens is they come in with the idea and see if you would like to be attached to it. So say, for example, the Disney Villains book, they say like, "Hey, Lee, we have this Disney Villains book. Disney would like to, make this book. Are you interested?" And I say, "Sure." And so then they present me as an author to Disney, the company, and they say, "Hey, like, Disney, here's the author we have lined up for this. Would you like to go ahead?" And they say green light. And then it goes so fast after that. So it goes, the outline is first, where you have to present to the company, what projects you're thinking of making, the inspiration behind them, and all of the yarn colors and choices very specifically. Like, especially if it's a big brand like Pokemon or Disney, with Pokemon, I had to actually mail a physical binder of all the yarn swatches to the Pokemon company, Niantic, for them to physically see it to approve it, because they didn't want a photo of it. They wanted to see the actual color, and they declined some, and I had to do it again. So it was it's really intense sometimes. And every brand is different. Like, when I worked with the Friends TV show, they were just like, "We love you, like, go ahead." So that was nice. But it usually, so that's the outline is pretty intense, and it goes really quickly. And then once you get that approval, then it's the yarn support and lining up all of those projects with the yarn and making them. And usually the turnaround time is only 2 months from when you get that yarn to when you need to be finished every sample for the book. So usually it's like 20 plus patterns. And that means like the typed up pattern and everything, like it all has to be done. And you give it all to them, and then you don't hear anything for months and months and months. So it's like a huge rush at the beginning to get everything done. And then it's all in their hands, and they do the photography, and they do, the tech editing and the layout and everything that goes into actually creating the physical book. And then it takes a little while for them to print it, to make physical copies, which, you are familiar with that end of the business. So, it's pretty intense. I do all of the initial work, and then they take it from there and they do the heavy lifting for the end part. And then we get back together a year later and we say, oh, hey, like, this book is coming out. It's time to talk about it.
So is there ever a time, so would you say that from the time you hear from them until you ship out the patterns, is that like roughly 3 months?
Yeah, sometimes less, sometimes a little bit more. Sometimes they say, you know, like, I need a little bit more time, depending on what they're asking for. But I think that's why this is something that I enjoy, is because I am quite fast. Sorry, my kitten just fell in a box. But yeah, it's just, I enjoy the challenge, and I enjoy the project management of it, and the scheduling, and it really gives you something to focus on for that particular time.
Absolutely. Would you say there's a difference in your flow when you're working on an officially licensed book versus an unofficial?
No, I put just as much attention to detail and effort into the unofficial ones, because, you know, it's celebrating that particular fandom, regardless of, you know, the unofficial or official stamp on it, right? So and that happens a lot in the publishing world. There's an unofficial Lord of the Rings knitting book, and like different things like that. So it's just, and it doesn't mean that the effort and the time and the attention to detail from everybody, like from myself to the tech editor, to the photographer, to the publisher, like everybody is all in. And we just all want to put out a beautiful book for everyone to enjoy.
Absolutely. Well, and we all enjoy them. I know every time one pops up, we're so excited. And then we're always like fingers crossed, hoping that maybe a personal favorite might be on the docket next. So I think this is really great. Everyone's laughing at the cat right now.
Was the cat there?
So is it
the cat bag, or was there an actual cat?
Your cat. Ola Joe said your cat popped into the background after showing the cat. Oh. And then Chris says, anyone who's ever owned a cat has seen the leg up pose.
Yeah, that's so true. I actually just adopted 2 rescue cats that are, one is fully blind, like doesn't have eyes. And then his brother only has 1 eye, and they were rescued as strays from the Bahamas. So I think that's who you saw. If they were orange, that was them. So they're chaos. They're just like, they're so cute, but they are chaotic.
That's so sweet. How long have you had them?
We've only had them for, I think, a month or maybe a little bit longer. But I was just scrolling Facebook and I saw their picture come up, and it said, like, these babies haven't been adopted yet. Like, no one seems to want them. They have to go together because they're each other's like emotional support. Right. And as soon as I saw the photo of these 2 orange cats, I was like, oh my God, these are my cats. Like, I need these cats. And my husband was not very excited. But he is actually the one that when we bring home any kind of pet, he falls in love with them the hardest. And he's such a like cat mom at heart. So he always resists and then falls head over heels. And so he adores them. It's pretty great. They're so cute.
Absolutely. What are their names?
We named them, we did like a recent run of watching Star Trek.
Okay.
So some fan favorites in our house are Jordy, who wears the visor. He's blind in the show. So we were like, oh, this is perfect for the cat that is completely blind. So we named him Jordy. And then another fan favorite is Worf. He's the big Klingon. Mm-hmm. And so we named the other cat Worf. So it's Jordy and Worf, because we're huge nerds. Like,
okay. Speaking of nerds and fandoms and all of those things that this house is also completely on board with, is there a fandom that you're like, you haven't yet tackled?
Yes. Somebody asked me this the other day, and I actually have an answer for this. I am a huge fan of Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who so much. And like, I love all of the different doctors. Like, I get sad when every single one of them leaves. Chudi Gatwa was the most recent doctor. And he did such a fantastic job, and I loved him so much. And I actually included him in my Celebrity Crush book because I was like, I love him. So, so yeah, I would die if, you know, BBC reached out to me and said, hey, can we do a Doctor Who book? I would be like,
BBC, if you're listening,
BBC,
I'm gonna tag them.
come at me. I would love
Anyone
to.
know someone?
Oh my gosh. That would be a big one for me. That would be great.
There's so many seasons.
There's so many.
Like 6 books.
You could just do like, you could dedicate like a book to each doctor pretty much.
How many seasons are there now? There's like,
well, there's so 12 was, so then that would be Jodie Whittaker was 13, and then Chudi Gatwa was 14, and I think Billie Piper is 15. So I don't know, that doesn't really like, that's not the same as seasons, but like they're on the 15th doctor. I'm pretty sure that's the right number. Yeah.
I'm picturing like a big Afghan from, I think, season 1, where it was that person, the skin framed.
Oh my gosh, Cassandra. Moisturize me. Yeah. That would be a really good blanket. It would be really creepy though. That would be so creepy to have like this person. That would be amazing.
I don't know why that's what popped in my head of all things.
You get a collaboration credit if that happens. This idea was from Pam.
I mean, I will take responsibility.
Okay, perfect.
Oh my gosh, I think that's great. I know there is no lack of ideas or possibilities, and so I know we're all really excited to see what comes next for you.
Thank you.
To everybody watching, we are going to do some giveaways today as well. So just in case we did not mention that, because I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. We did not.
Surprise. We are going to do 2 giveaways. We are going to do, do you want to tell them what you're giving away?
Yeah, I am giving away, we're doing 2 winners. So each of the winners will receive a personalized signed copy of Unofficial Harry Styles Crochet, my new book that was just released yesterday. So you can find it on Amazon and online and in bookstores. And, you know, if you're really cool, you go to your local small bookstore and order it in, because that's the way to do it.
And then each winner will also get 5 Aura Streamline metal crochet hooks. So to enter, one moment, I'm going to go get what we need. You can keep talking if you like while I get this.
The Harry Style book is just like super cute on the inside too. And I did want to mention that our friends at Lion Brand provided all of the yarn for it. And they are one of the companies that is the most supportive of everything that I've been doing. So just huge shout out to Lion Brand Yarn. And I don't think we showed the sheet vest, which is also one of my favorite things ever. So the sheet vest that Harry Styles wears, we made it in crochet, and the publishers have that sheet vest right now, and they're sending it back to me, and I'm going to wear it all summer long. I'm pretty sure. I'm really excited.
What yarn is used for that one?
That one, I think is just like a basic stitch. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Lion Brand Basic Stitch Anti-Pilling. So it's machine washable and super comfy.
Is it possible, do you think, to also use like a fluffy yarn for the
absolutely. Yeah, that's a great thing about pattern books, right? Like if you match the gauge is here and the yarn quantities are here. So if you wanted to make your sheet fluffy instead and like sub in a yarn, then it's just a medium weight yarn. So it's pretty easy to sub it in.
I would probably just be like touching it. Maybe I should refrain.
Did you have a sticker book when you were little?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we all did, right? But like, do you remember those stickers that had a texture and they were like fuzzy? And same with the velvet ones, and same with the My Little Ponies. I think I have one still, but the My Little Ponies that had like that texture to them, the fuzzy texture.
They were like the flocking or whatever it was, right? They just, yeah. And then they'd have like bald spots because you.
And then you wonder why we have these these little things that were like sheep sweater. Thanks.
I agree. So proceed with caution with your yarn choices if it is something you're doing.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Make it a textural thing.
I love that. So, okay. So in this book, how many patterns are in the Harry Styles crochet?
There are 20 plus. So usually we I think there are two. I'm not, you can't, I don't know. I don't know how many off the top of my head.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
That's quite a few. So, and then obviously each pattern comes with the recommended yarn.
Yep. And the gauge and everything that you need in order to get started and make something super cool.
Is there any pattern in there that you personally were like, ooh, I think I wanna make this one next?
So I do the majority of the patterns, and then I just have like a couple of friends do some of the extras. And when we were doing the photo shoot in Halifax, Noelle and another model were doing the modeling for it. And the golden cardigan, Noelle, this is actually Noelle and then animated into Harry Styles. But Noelle fell in love with this cardigan so much that Megan from Megan Makes You gifted it to him. So I was going to make this for Noelle, like because he loved it so much. Like he was really feeling it in the photo shoot. But now Megan gifted it to him, so it's on its way back to him. And so I guess other than that, there's a strawberry tank top, which is really cute.
That's really
from
cute.
the Dream Crochet, Ashley from the Dream Crochet. And that one I really, really enjoy. So I might make that one next.
All right. Pam's wondering if they are all wearables.
No, it's there's a handful of wearables, but there's a ton of other things. There's 2 bags, there's 2 pillows, there's a number of amigurumi, there's 2 blankets. There's a lot in here. There's earrings, there's cherry earrings. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff in here, and that's kind of what makes it really fun. So kind of like an overview of the things. There's amigurumi, those are the tea and toast, there's a hat, there's 2 hats actually, there's a sun hat and like a beanie. Those are the cherry earrings, there's pillows, slippers, we try to cover all the bases because, you know, some people don't make amigurumi, but they make blankets, and some people don't make blankets, but they make bags. So the bag is really cute. It has just like different nods to a bunch of different Harry Styles songs.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, there's a ton of different projects in here, and there's different skill levels as well. Like it's divided by the skill level.
Did you share a picture of the watermelon purse?
I don't know. It's it's right there.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Very, very cute.
Just a little slice of watermelon.
I know some people are asking how to win. I am just Heather, if you're watching, check your text message, please.
Heather, we need help.
I texted you help. I'm not sure who is watching in the comments because I can see someone from the team is in there helping to keep comments and conversation going. I just don't know who it is. So I'm hoping to get an entry form up really quickly. My fault for not thinking of this beforehand.
Yeah, it's okay.
You know,
I mean, everyone's patient. Everyone's excited to win those crochet hooks because they're absolutely gorgeous.
Heather.
Heather.
Oh.
I love when a Facebook Live gets silly at the end with just laughing. Actually, one of my favorite podcasts is I don't know if you've ever listened to it, but it's called The Daily Beans, and it's one is like a more of like a comedian like professionally, but it's 2 women that give you the daily news, and they usually dissolve into laughter near the end, and it's just the best. Like it makes me so happy every day.
The one I just was introduced to recently was Good Hang with Amy Poehler.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's just so funny. And it's, well, she's funny. So, but I can't get enough. And I just end, it's how I love starting my morning, because I love starting with laughter if I can. You know what I mean? Because I am not a morning person. Not at all. So it's what I do, and hers is my new thing. So I'm going to add that one to my list as well, because
the daily beans. Yeah. Well, if you are not a fan of constant news updates, because the news is sometimes really heavy. The news is always really heavy. Then this is news updates. Like it's definitely like what's going on right now, and so
okay.
Just a little mental health warning in case you're not into it.
Very much appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, okay. I will save that for maybe like a lunchtime listen.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I'm going to, I think I got a message. Okay, we will let you all know as soon as it's up. It's going to go onto the live page, furlscrochet.com/live. So the giveaway form to win these items will be up there. So that way you can all just go and enter, and then
nice. That's nice.
Makes it easier, because we used to do the whole like scroll and pick, and it was overwhelming. And we're going live on Instagram right now as well, but our Instagram feed doesn't it doesn't show up in the comments here. So it would just make it a little bit more challenging.
A web form is much more sensible, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This long. It's a little embarrassing, but we got there, and we'll be giving away some really great stuff. Yeah. So Heather is on it. Heather is
sometimes this is like a professional confession about my relationship with Furls. Sometimes I email Heather like an hour before I'm about to post something, and I'm like, Heather, I'm gonna tag you as a collaborator. Are you free right now? Sometimes she's like, no. I love Heather.
Heather's the best. So thank you, Heather,
Heather, we love you.
Thank you. And I think the fact that we all said her name on this, and the fact that she has to be the one to get the giveaway up and everyone's watching.
Yeah.
Probably helped.
No pressure at all.
No pressure, Heather. So those will be up. We will let you know as soon as it's up. Lee, we have a couple other questions. It is, Pam's wondering what your next book will be.
So the next one that's coming out is, I'm pretty sure, Crochet Your Celebrity Crush. So it's 20 dolls based on hunky celebrities, which is the most hilarious concept. When my editor asked me if I would be interested in doing this, and we started like compiling lists of like celebrity crushes. The team, we did a lot of polling, obviously, to like see what the crushes would be. But then, she also allowed me to interject, and I wanted to throw some LGBTQ plus people in there to represent. So like I said, Trudy Gott was in there, and oh my gosh, Jonathan Van Ness is one of the dolls, and but there's always there's the heavy hitters like Pedro Pascal and Keanu Reeves, and just there's a wide variety. But my favorite, and some people have noticed on my Instagram a few times because he's just hanging out. Do you mind if I grab him? Just give me 1 second.
Please do. Okay. Please do. So I'm actually, I was going to see if I could pull up a link.
So we had to do one more doll so that we could do step-by-step photography for all of the different parts. So like starting with the fingers and everything. And my editor was like, well, why don't you do your celebrity crush, like your hunky, idea of your crush? And I was like, well, can I just do Sean? Can I do my husband? Can I make Sean? So it's Sean. And he thinks it's the creepiest thing ever, but I love him so much. So we've been calling him Sean Jr. And real Sean is both like horrified but delighted at the same time. And it makes it so much better.
So confusing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just fantastic. Like it looks just like him, really. Like I think it's pretty spot on. But all of the crushes are like in this format, but just different different celebrities. And so they were really, really fun to make. They're very detailed. And so there's Sean.
Hi, Sean. I think this, I mean, it just shows too that the crochet books, like you had mentioned earlier in our live, customize it for what you want, right? Change up the yarn if you want. Try, you know, the elements. Crochet your person. Crochet yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the great thing about this one too, is because like it really is just like a very in-depth doll construction, and it has literally every single step, and it has so many different customizations because like, you know, there's different hair textures, there's different noses, there's just different clothing options too. Like there's pointy shoes, and then there's like sneakers. So it's just a really, really great doll book that is in the guise of like one of those teen bop magazines. Honestly, like it's so cute, and you can actually see the cover of it on Amazon right now. It's the red one. And we fashioned it kind of like a Vanity Fair photo shoot meets like teen heartthrob magazine. Honestly, it was just the funniest thing, and I enjoyed it so much. It was really, really, really funny and really fun to make, and I can't wait for the dolls are all on their way back to me, and I can't wait to make some really silly Instagram reels with them. I'm so excited.
Please do yourself a favor. Go to Amazon, look, you know, search up Crochet Your Celebrity Crush, because I'm looking at the cover.
They look like the people, right? Like you can tell who they are. Like Keanu Reeves looks like Keanu Reeves. I'm really proud of that, honestly, because like it's not easy to turn yarn into recognizable people, and I feel like we crushed it.
Oh, please, is that Jason Momoa?
It is Jason Momoa.
If the hair didn't give it away, the crocheted cardigan was a really dead giveaway. This is awesome. How much fun is this?
Yeah, it's really, really fun. That's probably like the most fun book, like just with like the giggles involved in making this. Like we just had a blast. The editorial team, we just had so much fun making this.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see the photos inside.
Yeah, it's like they're all modeling all of these dolls.
I love it. So do any of these crushes know their likenesses in this book?
No, because we haven't promoted it yet.
I can just imagine.
I know.
You know, kind of like Sean, right?
Yeah, where he's just like, I love it, but it's also interesting.
I am so excited to see if there's going to be any reaction to these crushes seeing themselves as dolls in these books.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Awesome. Well, I think we're going to wrap up. So the giveaway is live, furlscrochet.com/live. And there you can enter to win. We'll have 2 winners for a signed copy of Lee's new book, Unofficial Harry Styles crochet book, as well as 5 Streamline metal in Aura, the prettiest rainbow anodized hooks. I think they're really fun. So
they're beautiful.
Lee, you're gonna have to come back.
I will be here, absolutely, anytime, Pam.
Perfect. Definitely gonna come back for the Celebrity Crush book, I hope, because that is going to be so much fun.
And it's such a hoot, honestly. It's like the funniest book ever. So I'm excited.
I wonder if we can get someone on the red carpet.
You know, Lenny Kravitz is playing here. Do you know of that really famous meme where he was wearing that super oversized scarf?
Oh,
because like every crocheter and knitter has seen that before, right? Yeah. And it's like it was a huge thing. So we made a doll based on that. Like he's wearing the giant scarf, and he's coming to Halifax for a music festival here. And I was like, should I try to give it to him?
The doll even has his nose ring. I love it.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely. And Jason Momoa has the chain. I love the detail in this book.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with it.
All right. Well, definitely come back for that. We'll be watching. And everyone, if you want to follow Lee, if you're not already, which I'm sure you are, Lee, where can they find you?
All of my social media is under Coco Crochet Lee. Coco is the little kid name we gave for my son Conan. So it's Coco Crochet and Lee, which is me.
All right. Everywhere. You're everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And your books are in major bookstores. I know, because every time I go to my local Indigo,
Yeah.
my daughter and I are always going to look to see where, to look at your books. And obviously on Amazon and probably most places you do your crochet book shopping.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Don't forget to go enter the live. The details will be on the page, including when we are going to draw a winner. So just go take a look there, and you will get an email from Furls Crochet if you are the winner. So thank you, everybody. And tomorrow, if you want to join us for another live, Mrs. DeVeter is going live with the crochet boss, Maurice Green, MMA fighter, and they're going to be talking about all sorts of fun stuff. So we'll see you all tomorrow. And Lee, congratulations again, and thank you.
Thank you.